All right. I just want to welcome everybody to our first night of group counseling for those experiencing social anxiety. I'm your group leader, and before we get started, I just wanted to do a brief overview of what we can expect tonight. First, I just want to introduce myself and talk about myself a little bit so you guys can become a little bit more familiar with who I am, and then I want to go over the purpose of the group so you can know what to expect in coming sessions. After that, we'll talk about confidentiality and the limits of confidentiality, and from there, we'll get to know each other a little bit more through rounds, and I'll explain what each of these are as we move forward. So firstly, like I said, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Sean, and I have my bachelor's degree in psychology, and I'm continuing my education with UTSA and their community counseling program. I'm very excited to be here and to be sharing this group experience with everyone. I feel that group counseling is very powerful and a very transformative process. Apart from it being, it's very effectful on the individual level. It's just as effectful as individual counseling. So not only will you be able to work on your own personal goals, but it's also a chance to connect with others and to maybe discover some commonalities that you might have with each other. So that's very important. What you can expect in this group counseling group is to be talking about your experiences with social anxiety and also to be listening to others' experiences with social anxiety. And hopefully by exploring our social anxiety, we'll be able to define and conceptualize our concerns and what we're experiencing a little better. And we'll be able to forge some goals to move forward so that we strengthen ourselves as individuals and we're better equipped to handle these situations. The kind of communication that we're looking to have in our group counseling setting is communication that's direct, that's constructive, and that's positive. This way, we build a trusting and safe environment so that we all feel comfortable with sharing ourselves. On that note, I wanted to talk about confidentiality. Confidentiality basically means that whatever you choose to share with me, I won't share with anybody else. I respect the privacy of what you choose to share. However, there are some limitations to confidentiality. If I suspect that there is a child or a vulnerable adult who is being abused or neglected, I would have to seek outside help to ensure their safety. And also in the scenario that I suspect that you are in danger of harming yourself or another, I would also have to contact outside help to ensure your safety or the safety of another. And lastly, since this is a group setting, I can't guarantee that everybody will maintain confidentiality here, but I encourage everybody to reflect on what confidentiality is and just to recognize the importance that confidentiality means to our group process. It's going to ensure safety and a trusting environment so that we share ourselves and that we're able to grow. Does anybody have any questions about confidentiality? No? Okay. On that note, I'd like to go into a round, and basically what a round is, we usually have them in the beginning of counseling sessions and at the end of counseling sessions. And it's basically an opportunity for you to share little bits of yourself with the group. And you do have the right to pass. However, if you do pass, after everybody's done sharing, we'll come back to you to see if you have anything to contribute. I do highly encourage that everybody share. It's a chance to express yourself and also to allow your group members to understand you a little bit more completely. And today's round, we're just going to keep it pretty simple. We're just going to say our names and what we're hoping to get out of this group counseling experience. So who would like to start?
I can start.
Okay.
So my name is Kim, and I'm here hoping to decrease some of my anxiety when I need to speak in front of a group, which I have to do in my job sometimes, and I get very nervous, and it really limits me sometimes, and I feel like being as effective as I could.
Okay. So Kim, you have some anxiety whenever you have to speak in front of others, and it's a part of your job, and it maybe hinders your performance a little bit. So
I feel it does. Yes.
You're looking to become a little bit more comfortable with public speaking.
Right.
Thank you for sharing.
Okay, my name is Nofi. I'm here to learn some strategy to reduce my anxiety. Like when I have presentation or stuff like that, I have to talk in front of people. I feel like stress, under stress, so I wanna
Okay.
learn some more.
So Nofi, like Kim, you as well, you have difficulty speaking in front of others and experience anxiety and maybe tense up a little bit. So you're just looking to increase that comfort with talking in front of other people, correct? Thank you for sharing.
Hi, my name's Tracy. I have a lot of anxiety just being in groups of people, period. I'll get into a situation and I'll just feel like everyone's staring at me and everyone's judging me somehow, like, oh, I'm doing something silly or what, like I get this monologue in my head and I want to try to get over that.
Okay.
Because I know that's not me. Like when I'm with friends or something or a smaller group, who I really am comes out, and I feel like that's kind of keeping me back in situations.
Okay. So Tracy, when you're in larger groups and especially if they're strangers, you feel that you're being negatively evaluated and you feel more comfortable when it's smaller intimate groups or if they're friends and you feel that your personality shines through a little bit more accurately and you're just kind of hoping to generalize that to other scenarios, correct? Thank you for sharing. One common theme that I think that we all share is that obviously we all have trouble being around large groups of people, whether it's sharing parts of ourselves or having to do a presentation. So we're all looking just to become a little bit more comfortable with ourselves and just sharing ourselves. So that's something that we'll definitely be able to address in the coming sessions. Did anybody here find that they had a connection with anybody in particular?
I felt a connection with Nofi because the same situation.
Did you want to tell Nofi directly?
Sure, Nofi, I felt a connection with you in the fact that you said you get nervous, in front of people when you're having to do some kind of presentation, and that's exactly what happens to me. I get kind of, I just feel a flush, and then I just can't speak the way that I want to, and I just really want to work on trying to get better with that.
Thank you, Kim. Appreciate it. Anybody else have anybody that they felt they can connect with tonight?
I connected with Kim because when you said you feel flushed and you feel like you're not speaking as well as you would like to, and how you said when you're trying to present or something, you feel like it's holding you back, and I feel a lot the same way. So.
Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you all for coming, and I look forward to our next session and getting to know everybody a little bit better. Thank you. Thank you.